Hey, wonderful people. How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. All right, well, this is a sub part of the channel. We're just going to be talking about modding and doing crazy stuff. We're going to do crazy stuff in the other series too, but this part we're really just going to focus on doing crazy stuff. Why not? I mean, you have this open platform of a world. You can do all kinds of magical things. Yes. All right, well, really though, I do hope you're having a really good day and the best of wishes to you. But one thing I would like to show you guys is something I'm working on, and I want to release it to you guys soon. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. So this is actually a rehash of something done in Farming Simulator 19. That's when I first started playing this game. I started playing in not last Thanksgiving, but the Thanksgiving before last. So yeah. Now this particular item I really liked. All right, and enough of the waiting. Let me show you what you might like. Hopefully you'll like it. I'm still in the process of working on it. It is ready for release technically, but I want to do a few more things to get it kind of buttoned up. So if we go down here, we're talking about the Huddig, or I've heard it pronounced Hudig also, but it is a wheel loader and a backhoe. Technically that'd be a TLB, which is, that means a tractor loader backhoe, but it's more of a front loader and backhoe more than that. So let's go down to Huddig. I'm going to call it Huddig. If you have a different way of pronouncing it, let me know if I'm just saying that wrong. Please let me know. All right, let's see. There we go. So this is the original, and I'll show you guys the original too. Let me bring up some audio here just a little bit. I think we're good. All right. Also, yeah, if you have anything about the audio, just let me know and I'll try to adjust it, because I did make some changes from my first episode. If you haven't got a chance to watch that, please do. I think it was pretty good, but I really want your input and feedback, and we'll try to do all the fun stuff that you want to do. So Huddig 1260E. So this, like I said, was from Farming Simulator 19, but I was able to import it into this one, but it needs a little work. So I'll show you here. Now this is the original file that I imported. If you go back, you'll see that I have this one also. I called it crawler mod because I added crawlers to it. Now this is the original. So we'll go in here and look at this. When I first got it, I was like, oh man, it transferred over perfectly. Nothing really wrong. Great. All the colors worked and all that stuff. But there's some stuff hidden in the code I really needed to get down and work on. So that's the first thing. It's floating. Let's just say it's floating. All right. Well, these are tracks. The original tracks that they came with didn't link up. Let's say there was not a model for that, a 3D model for that for Farming Simulator 22. So you get these things, but it's not such a big deal. Most of the tires and everything are there. The different, what they call the rail system, all that's there, you know, all showing good. Like I said, the rims and stuff, all that shows up. The light configuration, you get this light bar across the top. I'm going to leave that on because that's super nice. Like you'll see that. Floor mat, they get to actually change the floor matting in here. So you get a textile mat or the rubber standard mat. I'm going to leave the rubber standard mat because, you know, we're outside and doing some tough stuff. Gonna get dirty. Well, not in this one, but eventually we will. I'll show you guys all kind of cool stuff. Actually, I can show you. We'll do some digging with this thing. So I'm going to get this version right now, and I'm going to show you what I've been working on. So we got one of those. Let me show you the rest of the pack. So you get two versions. You get the cable version and the city version. We just picked the city. The thing with the cable version, you get this bucket, and you can actually get in the bucket. literally like get in the bucket. And I'll show you that shortly. And I thought it was this is actually a real tool. This is one of the things that got me into Farming Simulator. I really wanted to, honestly, I still want one, a Huddig. But just watching the design intent and how they assembled these things and the capability of it really got me excited. So I was like, yeah, if I can get a simulation of that where I can drive it and operate it in a game, even more so a reason, in my opinion, to get Farming Simulator. I was already sold on Farming Simulator. Don't get me wrong. Farming Simulator is fantastic. All the different huge machines that you get to do, the scenic background, okay, I'm sorry. I am having a moment about Farming Simulator. It's fantastic. But I mean, that's what we're all here, right? Because we like Farming Simulator. All right, so I'll go over that in a little bit. So this is a tilting coupler that will attach on the front and tilt left and right. They got a lift arm. So this actually booms out, or, you know, this goes out this way. And you can hook up stuff on there. Whoa, I don't need to buy it. Just trying to look at it. Okay. Let me bring up that audio a little bit. Okay. There we go. And we have forks. Yeah, pallet forks. They're great. I worked on these and some of the physics of this. We'll go through all that stuff shortly. We got the bucket, an adapter so you can hook up. And this is for the boom on the back. No, the bucket and everything. It hooks up there, and you can hook up a bucket to that, a wheel loader bucket. Roller flattens out the land and stuff like that. I think it changes the texture. There's a mower for the back also. Cool stuff, right? Yep. An attacher plate, so you can hook up something to the back loader arm, like a trailer. You can do that. I need to work on that model, get that color, but that's kind of cool though. It kind of stands out. All right, this asphalt cutter, I think that was just more of it makes the texture change of the ground to like the V'd look. Stump grinder, I don't think I actually used that, but you know, it does what it does. It has these cool teeth on it. I haven't tried that yet. I need to try it. You know, it looks like that. You know, the hydraulic hooks up here, and there's a hydraulic motor that turns this and hooks up automatically. So cool, so cool. All right, we got the buckets here. I've modified a couple of these buckets to hold more. There's a backhoe for it, so this goes on the actual bag. The roto tilt, as the name suggests, you can rotate it and you can tilt it by these two pistons here. The bottom rotates. And there are also two fingers like claws over here on this side that you can pick up some things, but not very useful for the game due to the collisions and all that stuff, but we'll read that. It got kind of a claw. There's a grapple. You can do a color choice here. All right. There is a cutter head. I think I have tried this and I think it works, but it needs the sound. We got the Warthog, and I think you had another choice. Oh yeah, John Deere. They look great. Like this is just all how it just transferred over. So I mean, this is great stuff. A tree planter, you know, that's the big thing. So with the more recent logging maps, now the tree planter works with these sapling here, pallet. Everything hooks up and everything, and it rotates and it looks good, but it doesn't actually plant. So that's the next thing I'm probably going to try to work on. Or if you're a talented modder and you want to not release it and you want to just, you know, take a shot at it and get it working, man, please do. Last thing we'll talk about this trailer here. You notice no wheels. I was able to fix that. Found some wheels, linked them in the XML file, and we got that going. So enough talking. Oh, where did I put that thing? Oh, it's over here. Okay. Perfect. I did start it up. You might now have noticed there's no sound, but that's not a big deal because I did fix it. Right. Yep. So as I stated, looks good. Fantastic looking model. All the lights still worked. All that fantastic stuff there. Right. If you want like an electric version of this, well, you know, your version of it, electric, perfect version here. You can just, you know, get this, do that. That'd be perfect. But we like the noises. It's part of the visceral experience of farming simulator, right? Great. So we drove it over just to show you. Yeah, the cameras need a little work, so I have worked on those. So yeah, as you can tell, that camera, not good there. But all the controls and stuff work. You see that flashing in the middle here? So I was able to get that. Let me see if I can do this to show you my pointer. I think it was this button. No, can't do that. Regardless, you can see in the middle there, I did fix that. I think all the lights. So if I cut on things, you'll see everything's flashing at that same pattern. So able to fix all that stuff. Even down here on that panel down there, it still did that. So yeah. The tilting, I think I fixed that also. But enough talking about it. Let's actually just show you guys one that we've been working on. All right. I want to show you this because it looks funny. Okay. So if you do go in here and get the Muddy Mary configuration, you'll notice that the wheels do change. You get tracks, but you know, I wouldn't say these are fun tracks, but they look, oh man, they look crazy. See how they look when they're just rolling down? If you want that, man, that's cool. I mean, I'm not against that at all. I think it's interesting to say the least. But, you know, if we're going to go something a little bit more traditional, I have a version here. We'll put our spawn point there. We'll go into here and go to Hudig. And I'll show you guys what I have been working on. And hopefully you enjoy it. I'm going to try to release it hopefully in the next, I don't want to give a timeline yet, but it'll be soon, okay? If you're really looking forward to it, I'm working. I've been working since Christmas on it. I just started, so not that long ago. So it's been a month or two. Now, you're like, oh man, that's one track. What are you talking about? You didn't do anything. I know, I get it. I'll show you what I'm working on here. I've actually designed this track right here. And I'm trying to get to the original look released. You'll notice something special though. The original did not have 3D tracks. This has 3D tracks and all this stuff works and everything. I don't think I have the rim color. No, I don't have that mapped yet. And if you want to know how that works, let me know. We'll talk about UV mapping and the science behind it. I think it's pretty interesting. I really just started looking into all that stuff. I design things by trade, and some of the 3D tools translate well from what I do on a daily basis for work and modding. So it made sense to me. And I was like, it's pretty cool. That's why I got to it. But back to the mod itself. If you're interested in Hudig, I got you some tracks. Look at there. All right. So these are the South Sea tracks. Yes. So these have been around for a little bit and they were on a couple mods already. It's hard to find some, but you'll do notice that these are what they call 2D tracks. Now the tracks themselves don't have any depth on the outer skin here. There are some like ridges here on the inside, but there's no, you know, it looks good for sure. Like looks good and you can color change them. But if I go back to the one I'm working on, you can see that those ridges, they're 3D. So not a big deal. Doesn't affect the performance of it or anything, but if you want that look. Also, I was able to do this. I got you some low, what I call low center of gravity tracks, right? So it just made it lower. So you look at it, boop, a little higher. I love that seat, how it's suspended. And you can see it move. Watch that, boop. That's so cool. All right. But this is probably one, you'd have all the wheel choices, of course. And we'll go back with the light and we'll go a different color. We're going to go with Huddig blue, I think that's cool. And we'll do a white for the design color. And you'll see that'll change up this part of the machine. So the arms of the front loader and the back. I think that's a pretty cool thing right there. So we have a beacon? We do have the beacon. Cool. We'll buy that. Okay. And look at there. I'm going to hop in it and you'll notice one thing immediately. You got sound. So I was able to take the sounds from another tractor and put it on here. Hopefully that sounds pretty good to you. I think it sounds pretty good. All right. What else do we want to cover so far? Well, let me show you how it looks when it drives. We'll get into some light over here. See these wonderful tracks. Yeah. There's a lot of little changes that needed to happen to get all this to work. Like, you know, some of the exhaust effects and all that kind of stuff. Getting it size right, getting it, the height right. But I think it all worked out pretty well. It is a working model. So let me cut up the sound. You can't probably see this, but let me see what am I on. Yeah, maybe you'll hear that a little better. Really, really like that. So I don't have any tools on here yet, but one thing that you can do in this is change the driving direction. See that? The seat is swiveling around, and now backwards is forward and forwards is backwards. So I'm driving forward, but I'm going that way. Fantastic. It's great. All right. Great, 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 great stuff. Now, cool stuff we're going to start doing. I'm going to show you what this thing can do in a second here. Switch that back. Anything other. Okay. Got the camera kind of fixed. Some of the animations, some small stuff. Got those fixed. All the lights and all that stuff still works. Of course, the horn works. All the hydraulics look good and everything. The cables and all that stuff look good. Yeah, everything looks like it's lined up pretty well. Now, this one has 51 miles per hour as far as top speed. And I gave it a lot more torque. So the numbers for the power itself didn't change, but I gave it a lot more torque. And how it responds, you can see it do a little donut there. It's a little bit more responsive, a little bit more kick, and it will pull a lot more. So if you want to pull stuff with it, oh, it'll pull. I think you'll like it. So that's some boom action right there. And it is great. All right. So let's do some stuff with this thing, right? So we got something we can dig with. Let's dig some stuff with it. So FS Miner released a fantastic mod. I started working on one of these, like something very similar, and I was like, man, he's already doing it. You know what? They're great modders already. Let me just utilize what he has. So it's called Field Types Raw, and you can put any type of, well, I didn't say any type, but all your major type of materials down. So let me go into, so this is Easy Developer mod, like the, Easy Developer Controls. I think that's on the mod hub. You can go get that, download this, and you find his field types. I think it's made FILLTP for all FS Miner. You can find that in some of the mod websites for Farming Simulator. All right, so if I'm going to tip to ground, I have to do a couple things first. I'm just going to buy this land. Spoiler alert, we're going to buy this land sometime soon. So stay tuned. And now, if I go back in here, I can tip to ground. But you'll know some, like wheat, barley, canola, sunflowers. That's all your standard stuff, right? But you have things like rubble. We'll put down, let's say 10,000 rubble. So you look at it, that is rubble that you can scoop up like wheat right there. The model looks fantastic. And, you know, it's great for what I'm going to be doing, which is role playing. So this is kind of like behind the scenes of some of the stuff I'm going to do. So what else does he have in here? Has rocks, but we have rocks already. We have clay. We'll do 10,000 of those. 10,000 of those clay. Yeah. Lithium ore, stone powder, tires, rubber, clean river sand, cement, bed, road. I guess that's like the road layer, like if you're paving a road or something. Let's just see what it looks like, because I think some of this changed. Let's put 1,200 of those. Okay, looks good though, right? Yeah. Right. Okay. And what else does he have? Iron. I think that's part of the new expansion. Dirt. Oh no, he has an iron. Sorry. Dirt. We like a lot of dirt, so I'm gonna go ahead and put like 30,000 of those, because we're gonna move some dirt, y'all. That dirt looks great. Look at the mapping, the texturing on that. Looks very good. Very good. Man, that's great. All right, there's dirt, and what else? Tailings, which I love. Now, I used this in my first episode. It's really cool looking. So it's just crush and run. It's just rocks, you know, but we'll put another 30K of those. Tip that out right to the ground. You see that? Fantastic. And I'll try to link all this stuff in the description where you can find it and have fun with it. Okay. And what else? Tailings, coal, asphalt, concrete. You know, there's a bunch of different things, right? So any of this stuff you can scoop up. Now you're like, holy crap, I've been wanting that. Me too, man. Or lady. So what I'm going to do, we're going to get a bucket for the backhoe, and I modified this bucket to hold a little bit more. I think originally it was like 8 something. Didn't make sense to me. I was like, it looks bigger than that, at least going by the other relative sizes of the buckets. So I made it bigger. It's going to buy one of those because we're going to use it. And this is that trailer I talked about. So we fixed the wheels on it. So let's do something with the color. Since we have a Huddig blue, we'll go back with a Huddig blue frame. That looks pretty cool. I think I'm going to go with a gray for the design. Yeah. And the rims, let's do like a stainless if they have it. Chrome, silver, gray matte maybe. Yeah. Oh, that looks good. Now this trailer has some cool stuff in itself. You'll see these little tubes that come out. They're hydraulic tubes. And they do a couple things. I'll show you actually right now. Why not? Now the bucket, I don't want to use the bucket in that one. I want to use a bucket very similar to it. Now the original bucket, which is this one, the Huddig bucket, actually had 2 straps across. I haven't put that in yet. I've just been using another bucket from another pack. So let's go into front loader tools. Oh, sorry. Wheel loader tools, because this is a wheel loader. I have a ton of mods, so yeah, I try to do, spoiler alert, I modded these. I'm going to show you. I'll show you a tease of what I'm going to do there. A teaser for the next episode. Let's see. I think it was a CSC. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was these buckets. I think there's a large and a small. There's a small grading bucket. I'm using the large grading bucket. Right? But they do have that light material bucket too. I'm going to get both of them. Why not? Boom. It looks very similar to the Huddig bucket. Right? It is good stuff. I might have, yep, I did. Oh, I'm buried in some stuff here. All right, let's get to hooking up all the things. So, whoa, a little too much juice going there. So hook it up here. Let's see. Boop. All right. Let's bring that up and let's bring that to the left, rotate it. And we'll hook up our trailer. Now this is the Huddig trailer itself is made for this. There's a little pin down there. Hooks up perfectly. Now, while I have this hooked up, I'll show you all the cool stuff this trailer can do. So you go into your controls, you'll feel a few things. The trailer itself pivots left and right independently. So you can actually control that from your cockpit. Yep. And that's not all. it extends and retracts. Are you serious? That's awesome. I don't know if it does that in real life. I need to look. Also, you have straps. And it's a standard tipping little trailer. I forgot how much liters it has. But we'll figure that out because we're about to load it up with some stuff right now. So we got our bucket. Let's get the... What should we get first? We'll start digging some of this stuff out here and show you some of the controls. Right, boom. All right. Get into group 2 to control the bucket in the back. And we are digging, y'all. Look at this. And you can drop it right in there. I did change the controls to more standard controls that fit with the rest of the farming simulator excavators. So if you are using joysticks, it should match up perfectly. So boom and stick rotations and all that stuff should match up very well. But yeah, this is a fantastic bucket. The only problem is a bit low. See, I was a little low there myself, so that was on me, not the Huddig. But you can overcome that. Now, if you have a really tall trailer, this might be hard to get into. But you will notice, though, that we're actually digging dirt and soil. So you typically can't do that. So those fill types for all, just dumped it out on the ground right there. Right? Cool. All right. Oh, yep. I'm going backwards. So we'll go back to control group 1. You see up there in my top left. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and get the bigger bucket, but let me show you this thing. This thing will tip out just like a standard old trailer. Animation looks good, so I think we've got all that squared away. So like I said, it's in this state is very ready to be released. Whoa, I didn't want to drop that. And I'm going to work towards getting that released for you guys if you want to use this and mess around with it. I'm too close to stuff. All right, there we go. And we'll go back to 2 here. We'll hook up that, and let's see. We'll go get the big bucket, and we'll hook up some stuff. We'll pick up some stuff. We'll pick up the rocks over there. I have some, whatever that stuff is, in that one. So now the stability is probably also a little better. I've messed around with the center of gravity of this thing. So we're going to get a huge bucket. See that? That is a huge bucket. You're not really technically supposed to be able to lift that much with this, but it'll lift it. That's pretty heavy. So we're sitting at what, 21 tons? Look at that. It'll pick it up and move it. And that is a full-size wheel loader bucket right there. Even though we're only at 14 tons, 14 metric tons that is, it does handle it very well. And it'll also get up to speed. You have to be a little careful with it, with this amount of weight. Now, if you had a smaller bucket, of course, it'll pick it up easily. But given that it's articulating in the middle, it can be a little hard. So I didn't want it to just be overpowered tremendously. You know, you want to have a little fun with it, right? Other thing that I might have noticed is the tilt angle of the bucket. So it's not super aggressive, but I think that's kind of realistic for this particular machine. But, you know, I didn't want to make it look too crazy. So we'll get that off. Let's see here. We'll get the smaller bucket, something more realistic for it. You can pick up lighter material now, given the fact that we just picked up a whole bucket load of rocks with it. Yeah, that was a lot of weight. All right, you'll notice that also it'll climb very well, extremely well. All right. So what we'll do, we'll get a bucket full and we'll dump it somewhere. I don't know, on a farm or something. We'll drive down the street. We'll dump it in their yard down there. We'll show you the speed. So you notice on the inside, we got rid of those flashing lights and all that stuff. I fixed the mirrors, so you have mirrors now. Also, all the windows and everything slide out and all that stuff. So all the back ones, there is a little hatch on the top that opens up. All that's fixed up and working. So I think you will really enjoy this mod. We can go 52 miles an hour. Like I said, it'll pull a house. I did want to make it kind of a superhero type of vehicle. Just a little OP, but not extremely. So you still have to kind of watch your balance of the game, in the game rather, and you know, treat it gingerly when you're towards the top of its limit. But it's like everything, right? Didn't want it just to be completely just ridiculous, because some of those limits that when you reach them and exceed them in the game, that can be fun. All right, so we're down here to the farm. Cool. So we'll dump this out here. We'll leave it as a gift for whoever owns this farm. All right, so I'm going to drive back to our spot, and I'll be back in 1 second. I'm going to show you a few teasers of things to come. Hey, wonderful people. So we're back at it over here in our little kind of mod development area. So that was kind of a preview of things to come, the Huddig. So I'm going to try to release this soon. Now you're probably wondering like, oh, this dude said he had something, like, you know, he was trying to allude to something that he was working. Oh, this? Yeah, you're wondering what this is. Now I can't take credit for this. This has been a mod already. The Cat 994K is the world's biggest wheel loader, and they have modded it in the game for you guys. I thought it was outstanding. Like I like all the mods and all the modders, all fantastic. Game great. You guys are great. Okay, I had my moment. Okay, but look here. They got this fantastic wheel loader. If you want to pick up something huge, well, that was the problem. You really couldn't pick up anything huge with it. Let me show you. So this bucket has a collision zone where you can't actually get in it. Now, what I've done, and I still do need to get the permission from the original mod authors, but we're going to talk about this in the next episode. I just want to give you guys a preview, a little taste of what's coming. I made this bucket. As you can tell, it's quite a bit larger. We'll go into details, but one thing you can notice, you can go inside it. Look at that. What that means is, let me show you what that means. It means this. So we get in it. You can see the size difference of the buckets there. Everything still hooks up. The collisions are different. This is a beast. Look at this thing. So what it does mean, though, is I can take the Hudig, which will fit inside this bucket, right? You know, you guessed it. You guessed it. I know what you're thinking. You're just like, he's not going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show ya what this will do. Now, my front bucket might be a bit much for it. Why not? We're going to do the crazy things today. Today, y'all. We're going to get in here. Look at that. It's in there. Like I said, my front bucket's a little too much for it. Let me try to get in here. Let's squeeze on in here. Go, 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 go. Good enough. Good enough. Now, if I cut it off like that, it should stay. Oh, right, I'm stuck. Not stuck anymore. But look at that. This will put a whole thing in the bucket now. And more so, adjusted the collisions just so much. Just so much. So you can do this type of stuff. It's crazy. You probably, I don't know what it's good for, but it's fun. It is so fun to pick up whole tractors. Look, that thing's pretty heavy. I didn't realize. It's starting to make this thing tilt. But you can do that, right? Amazing. Look at that. You gotta love that. Who don't love that? It's like that Lion King scene where, you know, the baby Simba over the animal. Okay, yeah. I'm going to anyway, next time we'll talk about this in the modding minute. So we'll talk about the 99K. I'm sorry, what was that? The 994K excavator. What I've done, I'll show you some actually behind the scenes stuff with Giants Editor and what I did to make the bucket. And I'll try to reach out to the original real mod authors of this, show them what I've done. If you next episode, all right, I'm getting excited because you guys are great. It's gonna be fun. Would you look at that? Look at that. If you're ever doing this in real life, don't. You're not supposed to walk under these things when they're lifting stuff like that, right? You need to be a safe zone. You need to be able to make eye contact with the operator and be like, yeah, you see me? Because I see you. It's a tip if you're in the field. Anyway, we're in a game, so we can walk under it, right? Look at that. That's awesome. This thing is awesome. All the mods are great. All you modders and the original creators of the game itself, thank you all so much for the opportunity of letting all of us people who play enjoy the game. It's fantastic. And make all these wonderful things. That's also, I hope it inspires you. If you're really just interested in making this stuff, you know, modding, please do it. Take the leap. Don't be afraid. And that goes with anything. If you really want to do something in your life, right? And you have a genuine interest in it, and you said, man, I think I can do that, go for it. Because I know you can do it. If you're really passionate about it, is a thing that you really, really want to do, you go for it. And I wish you all the best of luck in it. Right? On that note, you guys are amazing. You are the universe. The universe is you. Thank you all for everything. Thank you for staying with my craziness. And I hope you guys have a good day. Until next time, see you later. Take care. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to do it. If you don't know what I'm about to do, just watch. Get off my bucket. I'm sorry, Hudig. I really respect you. But in the interest of science, I have to do this. It's more like in the interest of mayhem. Did I mention that this bucket is massive? Like, it is massive. Oh my goodness. Look at that. All right. So, in the interest of science, mad science, that is. I gotta work on my evil laugh. I don't know. Let's see. When we dump a whole 70,000 liters of dirt on a Huddig, I knew it was gonna float. But I want to see it doing it anyway. All right, guys. You're fantastic. See you next time. Wave bye-bye, excavator.